Welcome to Express Yourself, bringing voices and visuals to life with Adobe Express. This is Elizabeth Richardson. What you're about to learn today will be an invaluable tool to help your students showcase their learning in a more creative and interesting way. We will explore one feature of Adobe Express, focusing on how it can be used to create interactive, fun, and creative formative assessments to check students' understanding. Adobe Express is a GISD-supported classroom tool that can be used within Canvas as an assignment type. We will be learning about the Animate Your Voice feature. Let's say a second grader just learned about the life cycle of a monarch butterfly, and the teacher wants to check her understanding in a way that is engaging and fun, yet will also help the student show what she learned accurately. The teacher can assign an activity in which the student answers a prompt like, sequence the events in the life cycle of a butterfly, in which the student records her answer with this feature. Or as a teacher, you could record yourself introducing the concept you're about to teach. Access Adobe Express in the Staff Apps tab on your browser and log in using your district credentials. On the home page, without scrolling down, you'll see 4 sections over at the right-hand side. One of them is Animate Your Voice. That's the one we're going to explore today. Go ahead and click on that. And the very first thing that you're tasked with is choosing a character. So scroll down until you find a character that you want. So if we want to talk about that monarch butterfly example, then I would look for something that has to do with that. Well, as I'm scrolling down, I really don't see any butterflies, but I did see a flower. So I'm going to choose that flower. Now it's time to change the background. I'm going to go up here to the background tab, and I'm going to pick a background that fits this lovely little flower a lot better than the dungeon scene that we have so far. So I'm going to scroll down, and let's go with spring season. So sometimes your character is too big or too small, depending on what background you choose. So if it's too big or too small and you need to readjust the size, all you have to do is click on the character itself, and you can click and drag to make it bigger, smaller. Or if you go up here to the character tab again, you've got the character scale that you can slide to increase and decrease the size. And the last thing you want to do is go up here to the size tab, and I'm going to leave mine how it is. I like this size, I like this format, but you can change the aspect ratio to fit all kinds of different social media platforms like Facebook, X, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever fits your needs, or you can even have a custom size. There's also these different aspect ratios that you can change it to as well, depending on what your needs are. One more thing you want to do before you hit record is toggle on this enhance speech button. And what that's going to do is it's going to make your device's microphone act more like a podcast microphone. It's going to focus in on your voice, helping to drown out any of the background noise. So how awesome would that be in a noisy classroom to be able to turn off that background noise and have that microphone focus right on that student or you, whoever's doing the speaking in the video, and make it much more effective, much less distracting, and just a better video all around. Also, before you hit record, one thing that helps me when I'm doing a video with this Animate Your Voice feature is I like to write out my script, because when you are doing your recording, if you see, you only have 2 minutes and 1 gigabyte max per upload. So if you're floundering around, not really knowing what you're saying, and taking up too much time, then you could run over that time, and then your video wouldn't be a solid video. And the last thing you'll do is you'll hit the record button, and then you start recording your video. And as you see, it will give you a countdown, and then you'll see the red record button at the bottom of your screen. It will also show you how much time has lapsed and how long your total time can be. And you can cancel if you mess up, or if you need to pause it for some reason, you can pause it. And then when you click on resume, it gives you that down again to where you know to where it gives you time to prepare. Once you click done, it will show you a status bar of your upload with a fun animation to entertain you while you wait. And sometimes it'll take a few minutes. Once it's done uploading, You'll see your scene with the film strip below, as well as an option to download or open an editor. You can click on the play button that appears when you hover over your scene to listen to your recording, just to preview it. Even if you like your recording, it's my recommendation that you click open an editor, because then you're able to tweak it to perfection and it saves the animation in Adobe. If you click on download, it just downloads your MP4 file and then you can't make any changes. So let's click on open an editor. The very first thing I like to do is name my project. So I go up here to the black bar where it's already given me just kind of a default name, and then along with the date and the time that I recorded it and uploaded it. So name that with whatever parameters you want. So I'm going to name mine practice recording. And then we can look at the editing features. One quick thing I want to point out to you is anytime you're working in Adobe, if you click off of the video that you're working on to do something else, you'll notice that that video toolbar disappeared from the left-hand side. If you want to get it back, all you have to do is simply click on the video. And anywhere in Adobe Express, you can do the same thing. Anything that you're wanting to work on and edit, you click on that item, and that toolbar that you need to do whatever you can with that is going to pop up. The default tab for the video toolbar is the edit tab. So if you were trying to put in a picture and you wanted to remove the background, you could do that. You can play around with the volume, you can play around with the speed, you can adjust the light and the color and all these different things. You can round off the corners of your video just to change it up a little bit. You can change the position of your video or the opacity of your video. Just lots of different edit features. If you go up here to the effects tab, you can change your video into grayscale, you can darken it, you can do duotone. And the animation tab, it animates how your video comes onto your screen. So you can fade it in and out, you can flicker it, you can bungee it. There's all kinds of different effects that you can put on it. And as you can see, I'm just hovering over each one of these and it shows me what it's going to look like. So there's some pretty fun animations that you can add to your video. And if you notice, when I click on that option, it comes up with another feature here. So if I click on that, it brings up even more features that I can play around with. So I can change how long that spin lasts. And if you notice, when I select something, it automatically shows me what it looks like. So I'm going to slow that spin down just a little bit. You can have different personalities. So it comes in smooth, or it's energetic, or loud. I like that one. And the intensity, you can fade it in and out. You can change the direction that it spins in. So lots of different customizable features. So that all tells how the video comes in. But if we go up here, we can loop that feature, or we can change how the video leaves the screen. So maybe it flickers out, maybe it drifts out or rises out. Lots of different features with that as well. And again, anytime I click on one, it brings up the more feature option there as well. If I feel like at any time that I've just added too many features and there's just too much going on with my video, I can always go down here to remove all, and that just takes it back to just the basic video and takes off all of those different animations that I added in. So I'm going to do that, just get it back to my basic video, and then let's take a preview of what we've got so far. Hi, I'm a second grader, and I'm here to tell you about the life cycle of a butterfly. Life cycle of a butterfly has 4 different stages, and they are... So as you can tell, my computer is a little bit glitchy right now, but it really does a good job of syncing to what I'm saying and moving the lips of that flower to where it actually looks like the flower is genuinely talking. If once you've previewed your video, if you realize you forgot something, you can always go down here to the bottom and add a scene and record some more to add to your video. Once you're happy with all your changes and think your video is perfect, now it's time to share your hard work. So you can either click on the download button on the top right corner or the share button. Here's some things to keep in mind as far as helpful tips. If you're doing this with really young kids, you may want to just skip all these edit features in Adobe and just have the kids download their project. But if it's a project you're doing or older students are doing, the editing capabilities will really enhance your Animate Your Voice project. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about Animate Your Voice, which is one of the many features within Adobe Express. What are some ways you think you can use the Animate Your Voice feature in Adobe Express in your classroom? What's your favorite part of Animate Your Voice? I can't wait for you to try it out for yourself and see how easy it is to learn and how much fun you can have with it. Have fun expressing yourself and let me know how it goes.